In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
I'm not sure what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, you're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You try to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m.
You're about to see one of the most uncomfortable moments on Capitol Hill. Senator John Kennedy absolutely rips to shreds a so-called expert witness over her own radical tweets, and it's as painful as it is revealing. This is what happens when woke ideology meets cold, hard truth. If you're tired of the left twisting facts and poisoning our institutions, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Bold Stand, and turn on notifications. Join the movement where real patriots stand up, speak out, and refuse to be silenced.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize for having to miss the testimony of some of you, and I appreciate you coming today. Professor Franks, let me ask you, I listened to your and Ms. Hemingway's testimony and Professor Turley's, so I got part of it. As I understand it, your position, Professor Franks, is that, I think you used the word myth. It is a myth that the Biden administration used government to compel speech, private speech, but that the Trump administration is doing that. Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do you think perhaps you're allowing your personal political beliefs to affect your objectivity here?
No, I do not. What is guiding my answers here is that I'm looking to see what the Supreme Court has said. You notice that in the testimony about the censorship industrial complex.
I got that part.
No, I just
got
want
that
to
part.
clarify.
No, but I've only got 5 minutes. Your answer is no, as I appreciate it. Let me ask you a couple questions. You wrote a law review article in December of 2023 for the New York University Law Review, and it was about the two cases, Bruin, Supreme Court case, and Dobbs. Remember that article?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In this article, you said, I'm going to quote your words, "Taken together, these two cases demonstrate that the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy," end quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, "When the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, "by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court," referring to the current United States Supreme Court, "has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well," close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay. In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
I'm not sure what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, you're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You try to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question is.
let me show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote, "The majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this
Did you
hearing.
say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance of
Here
that
it
to
is,
this
big as
hearing?
Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me
doctrine.
like you have your favorite
This one was painful to watch, folks. Senator John Kennedy did what so many in Washington are afraid to do. He cut through the academic nonsense and exposed a witness who clearly couldn't separate her political hatred from her so-called legal expertise. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Bold Stand, and turn on notifications. We're standing up for truth, freedom, and the American way, and we're not backing down. Now, let's talk about this hearing. Senator Kennedy confronted Professor Franks, a left-wing academic who's made a name for herself attacking conservatives, the Supreme Court, and basically anyone who doesn't bow to her ideology. When Kennedy questioned her about her past writings and tweets, it became clear this wasn't an objective scholar. This was a political activist dressed up as a professor. Kennedy read from her own article where she claimed the Supreme Court had turned the Constitution into a tool of racial patriarchy. Just think about that for a second. These are the same people who preach about respecting the law, but when the court doesn't hand them the outcome they want, they call it white male supremacy. That's not legal reasoning, that's emotional rage wrapped in academic jargon. Then Kennedy pressed her on her own social media posts, tweets where she said things like, "Most Americans hate women more than they love democracy." That's pure, divisive nonsense. It's not grounded in fact, it's rooted in bitterness and resentment toward anyone who doesn't share her worldview. And when Kennedy asked if her political beliefs influenced her opinions, she denied it. But come on, how can anyone take that seriously? When your writing and tweets are filled with open contempt for conservatives, the Supreme Court, and even the Constitution, your bias isn't just showing, it's running the whole show. What I love about Kennedy is that he doesn't play along. He's polite, but he's sharp as a tack. He gives them every chance to answer honestly, and when they dodge, he exposes them for exactly what they are, ideologues pretending to be impartial experts. And that moment when he said, "You heard of curb your enthusiasm? Here's my saying, curb my nausea." That summed it all up perfectly. The arrogance, the hypocrisy, the sheer disrespect for America's institutions coming from the left, it's enough to make any patriot sick. This hearing was more than just a clash between a senator and a witness. It was a reflection of what's happening in our country today. One side defending the rule of law, free speech, and common sense, and the other side trying to rewrite everything through the lens of race, gender, and political identity. Senator Kennedy stood his ground, and he reminded America that facts and reasons still matter, even when the left wants to bury them under outrage and emotion. If you're tired of watching radicals try to twist the Constitution into something it's not, hit that like button and share this video. The left has academia, the media, and Hollywood, but we have the truth, and we're not afraid to speak it. Subscribe to Bold Stand for more real talk from a proud American conservative voice. Together, we'll keep fighting for freedom, faith, and the future of this great nation.